My little brother, who was only about, what would he have been, 12 years old or so, was riding a little motorcycle, got out on a dirt road, and a truck hit him head on with no helmet. And they didn't expect him to live the next couple of hours. But they got him to an emergency room at a little country hospital there, and they said it was too much for them. I mean, his face was shattered, his teeth were knocked out, and I mean, found out later his neck was broken. I mean, well, he hit a truck with his head. And they finally got him to the larger hospital an hour away and were astounded that he was still alive. And they actually had some crimes committed locally, and there were some gunshot wounds and knife wounds, and they actually decided those people were more likely they could save than him. So he continued waiting even after he got there. But there was a woman who knew an aunt of mine who was a strong believer in God and miracles, and she came to us and told us that if we would trust God, He would heal my brother, their child. And of course, you know, people sometimes talk about they don't believe in miracles. When you need one, you'll want to believe in one. Is that right? And so we did. She prayed, and we didn't argue with it, and we did everything we knew how to believe. And the Lord's my witness, the next day, the next afternoon, I was pushing him down the hall in a wheelchair, and we were laughing. Astounding. Now they had his face, they had his mouth wired up, but he's alive and conscious and okay. I mean, just a miracle, just a miracle. Well, when we went home, my grandmother, who's a strong believer for all the time I knew her, she was secretary and treasurer and Sunday school teacher at the local church there for multiple generations. I don't know how many years. And actually knew God, actually had visions and dreams too. And she called us to come to her house when we came home from the hospital with my brother. And so we came up there. And she looked at us and with tears in her eyes. She said, God has spared our baby. Talking about my brother, her grandchild. And she said, I told him that if he would spare him, you all would serve him. Come on now. Did I lie? Come on now. Come on. Because my dad and my mom hadn't been going to church. And my dad looked down. He said, no, ma'am, you didn't lie. And that was Saturday. Sunday morning, we were in church at a good Baptist church there locally. And when the altar call was given, my daddy got up and got in the aisle and got himself down to the altar. And when he did, I thought my dad hung the stars and moon. I thought, well, I was about 13 years old. I thought, well, if he needs to go, I probably need to go. I got up and followed him and knelt down in that altar and received the gift. Oh, somebody say, receive the gift. And one of the, you may think this is interesting, but one of the ways that I noticed something had happened to me, because the Bible said when you're born again, the love of God is shed abroad in your heart by the Holy Spirit. The next Monday, I'm back in school. What was it, junior high, whatever it was. I was back in school, and I was amazed as I looked around at the people I didn't like. And they were okay today. I looked at, old Mr. So-and-so who was so grouchy, and old Mrs. So-and-so who we didn't like. And I thought, well, they're okay. And I looked at people that maybe... And I thought, what has changed? Things have changed around here. These people are okay. These people, what had happened? I had changed. The love of God in me, and we should never suppress that. We should never push that down, should we? We should let that love dominate us and govern us and keep that fresh rich, strong love that you experience when you're first born again. You're supposed to have that your whole existence. It's still there. You just may have pushed it down some, overridden it some. It's still there. Let it come up. Let it come back out. But my dad got up and went down to the front and received the gift. And he served the Lord till his going home. And I received the Lord, and I'm going to serve the Lord until my going home. How about you?